Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
M6 horror crash as XRAF pilot kills, family driving wrong way to take own life. An XRAF pilot took his own life and killed 4 others when he deliberately drove and crashed into head-on traffic on a motorway, an inquest has heard. 2 children were among those that died in the collision on the M6 in Cumbria. Richard John Woods, 40, was almost 4 times the legal drink-drive limit at the time of the fatal crash on October 15 last year. He was driving a blue Skoda Fabia when he drove the wrong way down the motorway and plowed into a Toyota Yaris on the northbound carriageway shortly after 4 p.m. Don't miss, woman dies on holiday in Spain after drunk man fell on her latest. Cockermouth coroners, court heard how a 2/3 empty bottle of gin was found in the crashed Skoda. The Toyota burst into flames at the scene of the crash, with 4 of its 5 occupants pronounced dead. The 42-year-old driver Jaroslaw Rasa, his partner Jade McEnroe, 33, and 2 children, 5-year-old Philip and 7-year-old Dominic, all died at the scene. Meanwhile, Jade's 7-year-old son Aaron survived the tragedy despite suffering serious injuries. The inquest heard how Mr. Woods, who was born in Hexham but lived in Cambridgeshire, was a keen piano and trumpet player in his younger years, performing for the Queen in Newcastle. He later became a flight lieutenant and then squadron leader as a fast jet pilot. During his distinguished 14-year RAF career, Mr. Woods toured Afghanistan twice and completed 3 tours of Iraq. He received 1 commendation and left the force in 2019. However, the inquest heard how he received professional help for alcohol abuse. Mr. Woods also had a history of anxiety. He told a counselor of his previous fighter jet work, "I dropped bombs, it was just a job." That counselor concluded he wanted to improve his life and get back on track. On October 14 last year, Mr. Woods traveled to a flight safety conference at Ribby Hall Village near Preston. He stayed overnight in a hotel but fell asleep at the conference on the following day. He was heard snoring during the morning lectures, and some people felt he was under the influence of alcohol. Mr. Woods then failed to show up to the afternoon session before heading north on the M6. Eyewitnesses spotted his Skoda at around 3:3 p.m. and reported it driving erratically. It was drifting between all 3 lanes, and a witness, Bryony Bedborough, told police, "We were terrified as to what was going to happen." She added that he looked like he was either drunk or on drugs, like he was zoned out in his own bubble. After pulling onto the hard shoulder, Mr. Woods made a sudden U-turn across the motorway. He then deliberately drove south down the northbound carriageway for over a mile. Don't miss, inquest opens into tragic 10-year-old Poppy Sportsfield death latest. Ukrainian postman forced to flee to UK, took his own life due to loneliness. Latest, mother died in horror beach incident after slipping on seafront path latest. We use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and to improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our understanding. You can unsubscribe at any time. Read our privacy policy. He almost crashed with one motorist, Gavin Howe, who recalled a blue blur. He said, "How I managed to avoid this vehicle was unbelievable." Mr. Woods kept driving without braking or evading other vehicles. He then crashed with the Yaris head-on, with one motorist recalling a loud explosion and debris raining down from above. Gavin Walsh, a witness, said, "The driver of the Yaris had no time to react. The Yaris flipped over and burst into a ball of flames. Other people came to help and emergency services rushed to the scene, but 4 people inside the vehicle tragically died." Police said the Skoda could have been traveling at 70 mph or faster at the time of the crash. Mr. Woods also died at the scene from multiple injuries. Analysis of his mobile phone revealed 26 prior searches, covering suicide and suicide of military personnel overseas. Det Circt Deb Story, of Cumbria Police's Serious Collision Investigation Unit, concluded that Mr. Woods wanted to take his own life. I would say that it was a deliberate act, DS Story told the hearing, adding, "Had Mr. Woods survived, I would have presented the case seeking a charge of manslaughter." Assistant Cumbria Coroner, MS Margaret Taylor, said, "The only thing I can do at this stage is to express my condolences to the family for the tragedy that has ensued, but also to remember those who were involved as collateral to this tragic event." In a statement read to the inquest, Mr. Woods' father, Keith, said, "Richard was a decent, honorable man, modest and kind towards others, just a troubled soul who lost his way."